Call the member for Kooyong.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I join with my colleagues on both sides of this House in paying tribute to Dame Elisabeth Murdoch. Dame Elisabeth Murdoch lived a long and fruitful life. Her passing on the 5th of December 2012, aged 103, was marked by a chorus of admiration that came from all corners of society. Community organisations that were beneficiaries of her philanthropy, business and political leaders who were in awe of her courage and constancy, and of course her 77 living direct descendants, including 5 great-great-grandchildren that were touched by her love and affection. All came to know and respect this remarkable woman. Despite being born to a different time when Australia was a different place, Dame Elisabeth's values and purpose never lost their relevance and appeal. She would say, and I quote, "It is personal relationships that bring happiness, not money. And always think of other people before yourself." And help others she did, supporting more than 100 charities, in particular the Royal Children's Hospital and the Children's Research Institute that bears her family name. Dame Elisabeth gave much more than financial support to her chosen causes. She gave her time and her ideas, often helping to drive new projects and build broader support. She was the first woman on the Council of Trustees of the National Gallery of Victoria, a founding member of the Deafness Foundation of Victoria, a founding member of the Victorian Tapestry Workshop, on the Patrons Council of the Epilepsy Foundation of Victoria, and the list goes on. So many organisations were beneficiaries of her involvement. Acknowledging Dame Elisabeth's significant contribution to society, the Queen made Elizabeth a Dame Commander of the British Empire in 1963. Dame Elisabeth was later awarded a Companion of the Order of Australia in 1989, and in 2005 she was named Victorian of the Year. But as is so often the case, great people who live great lives don't always have an easy run. Dame Elisabeth is no exception. After what was described as a fairy tale romance, the marriage of Dame Elisabeth and Sir Keith came to an end after 24 years, following the untimely death of Sir Keith in 1952. Dame Elisabeth also experienced the tragic loss of her daughter Helen Hanbury due to cancer in 2004. But Dame Elisabeth nevertheless continued on, hardly resting from her charitable efforts and travelling down to Melbourne, often from the family property at Cruden Farm. I remember countless charity functions where Dame Elisabeth would be welcomed as a special guest, only to find later during the auction that you could bid for an afternoon spent with friends having tea at Cruden Farm. I don't know how many times Dame Elisabeth hosted guests at Cruden Farm following a charitable auction, but I'm sure it is just too many to count. In a fascinating exchange in 2008, Andrew Denton interviewed Dame Elisabeth and asked her if Keith was to return now, what would he think of her and what she has achieved in her life? "Oh," she said, "I think he'd be very proud. I haven't wasted a minute. I've made use of all that time and I think good use of it. That's what I hope one would think." And so she has. A remarkable life, a remarkable lady. My condolences go to all of Dame Elisabeth's family, in particular her children Rupert, Anne and Janet, and Janet's husband, John Calvert-Jones. Together with Lachlan and Sarah Murdoch, with whom I've come to know, and the Calvert-Jones, who are good friends. I join with you at this sad time. Australians can be proud that Dame Elisabeth was one of their own, and there are few people in the world who can match her record of philanthropy and good deeds over such an extended period of time. May she rest in peace.